This video will demonstrate how to set up your MP8 or MP8 Black covert camera. First, you will need to insert an SD card between 4 and 32 gigabytes. Switch your on-off switch to the setup position. The white covert logo will display for a second and the viewing screen will appear. Press your menu button. The first tab that will appear is the Cam tab. This tab allows you to control the camera mode, such as taking photos or pictures. We want our camera set on photo, so we make sure the photo is highlighted and press OK. OK must be selected anytime you want to save this setting. Scroll down to photo size. This camera has 3 megapixel options, 3, 5, or 8 megapixels. For this camera, we want 8 megapixel images. Use the right arrow key and press OK to save. Photo burst is the next option. This camera comes with a 1 through 10 photo shot burst. For this camera, we'll set the photo burst option on 3 and press OK to save. This means anytime the camera is triggered, 3 photos will be taken. Once the Cam tab is highlighted, we will select the right arrow key to move to the PIR tab. This tab will allow you to control your camera's sensitivity, trigger interval, time lapse, and start-stop. The first option is sensitivity. For Kentucky, we leave our cameras on normal or 10 to 80 degrees. If you are in an area that experiences much higher temps than 80 degrees, set your camera to high. Likewise, if you are in an area that experiences 10 degrees or lower, set your sensitivity to low. Remember, press OK to save. Trigger interval is the next option. This is the amount of time the camera takes to reset. We normally leave our cameras on 30 seconds. This means once our camera is triggered and the image is saved, it will be another 30 seconds before another image is shot. The next option in this tab is time lapse. This option allows us to take a photo every so often, such as every 5 seconds up to every 8 hours. If time lapse is on, the camera will not take triggered images. It will take images only as set. For our purposes, we will leave our time lapse off and press OK to save. The last option for this tab is start-stop. If you choose to turn this option on, you will set the camera for the times you want pictures taken. Such as starting at 7 a.m. and ending at 1 p.m. We want our camera to take pictures at any trigger around the clock. We will make sure this option is off and press OK to save. Now the PIR is highlighted, we will use the right arrow key to scroll over to the SYS tab. This Systems tab will control all settings such as time. The first option is Set Clock. To set the clock, press over the highlighted Enter. You will use the up and down arrow keys to change the month and press the right arrow key to highlight and change the date. You will also do the same when editing time. And press OK to save. The next option is timestamp. Timestamp is the option which allows the photos taken to show the time, date, moon phase, and battery life at the bottom of your images. We will leave this option on and press OK to save. The next option is password. If you want to password protect your camera, use the right arrow key to say on and select OK. You will then be prompted to enter the password you desire. Once you have set the password, press OK. For our purposes, we're going to leave this password protection off and press OK to save. Our next option is Overwrite. This allows your camera to overwrite the oldest images with the newest images. We are going to turn our Overwrite option on to avoid having to change our SD card and press OK to save. The Format option erases all images and files from your SD card. To do this, highlight Enter and press OK. Select Yes and press OK. The last option is Default Set. This will set your camera back to factory settings. To do this, highlight Save and press OK. This will return you to the main viewing screen. When in the field and wanting to view your images, simply slide the on-off switch to Setup, which we are already in. Once the viewing screen appears, press OK to view your images. Use the up and down arrow keys to scroll. Your MP8 or MP8 Black is now set up. If you are ready to begin saving images, move the on-off switch to the on position. The display screen will turn off and the red PIR light will flash for one moment. Once this light stops blinking, your camera is ready to begin saving images.